Hey there, Aries, and welcome to your week of February 7th, 2022 general tarot reading. Sorry for the delay on this. We've had a heck of a freezing rainstorm this weekend, and I ended up hurting my hands a bit. I think I overextended them while I was trying to clear out some ice from like my car and stuff, and I was trying to do the same at work too. So sorry for the delay on this, but let's just cut into it and get into your energy, Aries. This week we got the Eight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Swords here. This is really saying you're heading in a good direction here. I feel like you're really well, it's kind of saying here, like with the Eight of Wands, like people might be trying to communicate to you very like passionately, and they're trying to be like, oh, hey, like Aries, I'm trying to get a hold of your attention. I'm trying to, give you something here, right? And with the Four of Cups here, it's not something you necessarily want, right? You have your arms crossed here. You're saying, I don't want this. This isn't exactly what I want here. And with the Queen of Swords, you're being honest with people about this, right? People are saying like, hey, I'm trying to offer you something. Maybe, you're getting offered, perhaps, advances, romantic advances and stuff. And you're kind of being like, that's okay. I'm not really looking for that right now, right? Or it could be saying something the other way where people are saying, they're trying to offer you something like in a job or something in a field where you might feel like you really want to dive into, but it's not exactly what you want to do. And again, you're just being honest with them. They're like, well, this isn't really what I'm looking for at this time, right? So I really like that. That's kind of just you kind of being like, this is what I want and this is what I have my heart set on, and I'm not taking anything less, which is great. So I really like that. That's a nice attitude to have here, not settling for less. So let's take a look and see what we got. Get some more details on this, Aries. What do we have here for you? You got the Hermit, that's Virgo's card. We got Death, that's Scorpio's card. And we got the Two of Cups as well. Interesting, right? So yeah, with the Hermit and the Death card, those are, as I say, Scorpio and Virgo's cards respectively. So you might be having somebody, maybe those communications coming from a Virgo or a Scorpio. Could also just be saying as well that you may have those in your chart. And if you do, that's awesome. Means that you're coming in a strong way if you have one or even both of them in your chart. So that's really awesome. But really, we're saying like you're focused on your dreams and your goals here with the Hermit. Like the Hermit here is looking towards the future. He's looking towards his dreams and goals. Like he's looking at a route to map here from this high peak he's on. With the Death card, we're ending a cycle. We're not taking less anymore. We're not settling for less anymore. And I feel like for a lot of you, it is something to do with love. Maybe it's love offers be coming in for you here with this Two of Cups, or maybe it's like people are offering you love and it's like either you're not taking it right now because that's not your focus at this time, or they're just not the right kind of person, right? They're, it could be something where it's like someone and they kind of want to take your relationship like from friendship to more here, and it's like you don't really see that as something you really want at this time, or maybe just not with them. So let's take a look and see what we got here for some challenges you might be facing this week. What do we have going on for you here, Aries? We got the Eight of Cups, the Tower, and the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, Gemini. What different shapes could they be? All right, so we got the Eight of Cups, the Tower, and the Two of Wands here. The Eight of Cups, really talking about walking away from something. I feel like you want to move on. Like you certainly do want to move on from something here, and that's for sure. Like you kind of want to move on from like getting less, like we were talking about here. But for some reason, there's like, it's almost as if you are walking away, but just be careful that you're not turning your back on something completely, right? You're not, I shouldn't say turning your back on something, but you're not leaving someone in the cold, right? You're not abandoning someone here. You are moving on, yes, but not moving on in such a way that you're coming off as like cruel to somebody. With the Tower and the Two of Wands here as well, again, I feel like with the Tower, there's that change like we want with the Death card. And this is a big change, right? But that might not be coming for you just yet, right? Like you're kind of in the cycle period where it's like we're more getting our mindset ready for not taking less. And the Tower is saying like there's less of the like, I'm actually going out and committing to it, right? So again, like you want to walk away, like we were talking about here. Oh boy, the cat's got to the toys. But you want to walk away here, like we were saying. But there's kind of like the change needs to be there. Like you need to actually go for it, right? With the Two of Wands here as well, we're really looking for stability. It's like you can go anywhere in the world that you want to go, and like that's really up to you. Where do you want to go in the world? The world is open to you, but you need to make the change so that you can open the world for yourself here, right? You need to go for that. You need to walk away, you know. You need to kind of walk away from these old mindsets of like, I am going to settle for less. And you need to make the change to go for that, right? You don't want to be this person here in the tower, right? Because look, this person here on the left has jumped out, where this person has been pushed out. This person's going to land on their head. This guy, he has a chance to kind of like, you know, kind of like cartwheel, you know, tuck and roll, right? And kind of save himself some punishment. So for you, I feel like you need to kind of be that person, not let the change kind of force itself on you, right? Like this is almost as if like you don't want this person back here and you're trying to like be sort of like, I hope they go away, right? You know, kind of like rather than telling them and just being honest with them, like, hey, like I don't want this, please stop, right? Like this is more, and then in here it's more of a like a, you gotta do that. You gotta have that change. You gotta go forward with that, Aries. So let's see what we got. Get some more details here for you. See what's going on. All right. What do we have for you? King of Swords now. Nice. Two of Swords. And the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of twos in your reading. We got the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Two of Cups here. That's definitely, there's a choice to be made here for sure. Like, are you going to accept less, or are you going to tell this person or this situation that you don't want this? For sure. With the King and Queen of Swords coming out together, they are divine counterparts, but they're not the most loving couple out there, right? Because we do have the Queen of Swords back here. But the King and Queen of Swords are sort of those where they're kind of like, we're together because we match up so well, right? They're not necessarily together because there's like a spark, like the King and Queen of Wands, and there's not necessarily like the same ideals and goals like the King and Queen of Pentacles, and there's not necessarily that love, that deep love of each other like the King and Queen of Cups, right? With the King and Queen of Swords, it's more like, yeah, we have a lot of interesting hobbies and things, and we get along with the same stuff, so we seem like natural fits for each other, right? So that's, you know, more like that. Not to say that there's not love there, of course, but it's more about like we just match up well, you know. So yeah, that might be the case with this person. They might just match up really well with you, and it's just not necessarily what you want. You want maybe the deep love, like with the cups, or maybe you want the passion with the wands, or maybe you want, you know, that, you know, same ideals and goals like the pentacles, or it could be all of that. Maybe you just want to be an emperor or an empress and find your opposite emperor or empress, right? Like maybe that's the case here. So again, I feel like you got to make a choice though. There's a decision to be made here. Are you going to accept this person because this is what you want, or are you going to go, you know, and find someone else here? And with the Six of Pentacles on top of this, you got to be careful, because this person, I feel like they're giving to you, right? With the Six of Pentacles, like they are giving a lot. Like this, not to say that you're here and this is them giving to you, like just pouring it on, like you're taking advantage of them, but they certainly are spending a lot of their time thinking about you. It feels like they're kind of really keeping their eye on you, right? The King of Swords pointing back this way, like they're kind of looking back towards you, like, oh, I can't move on with my life until I find out what Aries says, until I find, like, I hear a decision from them, because they keep telling me that they're gonna say something, they're gonna, you know, tell me one way or another. And it feels like you just kind of keep putting it off a bit, because you know you don't want this, but you're not making the change or making a decision one way or another. So let's take a look at some outcome cards for you here, Aries. See what we got. What do we have? We got the Ten of Wands. We got the High Priestess and the King of Swords again. Wow. Oh, wow. So really here, the Ten of Wands is a card of a lot of anxieties and stresses on you. And this might be what this is like this decision that's kind of looming here. It might feel like it's really, really weighing down on you, whether you know, say, yes, this is what I want with this person or this situation, or no, this is not what I want here. Like whatever the choice may be here, like it's up to you to make that decision. Oh my God, Spike. Jeez Louise. Came in here like a bat out of hell. Holy jumpins. Holy jumpins. So we hit the tower here. Holy. All right. He didn't mess up that much. But here we are. Like I say, I feel like there's a lot of, anxieties and stresses, and feels like there's a real weight here on you with what's going on with this decision to be made, with this choice that's being proposed to you here. And I feel like you need to trust your intuition with the High Priestess, right? You need to really, trust your gut. Like, does this person feel right for you, right? Do they or do they not, right? I don't want you to necessarily, choose less because you're thinking like, I'll never have, this is as close to happy as I'll be, right? But if this person does make you feel happy, and this person does make you feel like they are kind of like that divine counterpart, like we were kind of talking about, especially where we have the King of Swords coming up twice here now. If they really make you feel that way, it's like, choose them, right? Like, don't delay, like, see it through. Maybe there's no harm, and like, maybe you feel that in your gut too. Maybe you feel there's no harm in, just trying them out. Like, let's see, like, let's go on some dates, see what it's like. And if it feels right, let's keep going with it. And if it feels wrong, then let's end it, right? There's no harm in that. And I feel like that's really a good option for you as well. Maybe you didn't consider that before. It's like, let's just go on a couple dates, see where it is. And then after that, we'll see what happens, right? But I feel like the King of Swords here is just being like, you got to be truthful. Like, we know we've popped up here and we didn't really talk about it much other than like in the divine counterpart, but especially now that he's repeated, it's the King of Swords is going to tell you, just be honest, like, just be truthful. Is this what you want or is this not what you want? Like, is it this or is it that? Do you think there's something here? Well, then go for it. Do you think there's not something here? Then tell them that, right? Like, you got to let them know. And I feel that's something that, just as a side note for myself, like when I used to be on dating sites and stuff, that would drive me so crazy when someone wouldn't tell me they weren't interested in me. They would just either ignore me or they would talk to me and then ghost me. That is so frustrating right now. So at least do them the courtesy if you're going to, like, say, you want to reject them or whatever, and you're like, I don't see something here. At least let them know, right? At least tell them that you don't feel that way about them or whatever, right? At least do them the common courtesy of that, right? So let's take a look at some clarifiers for your outcome cards, and then we're going to tie everything off with an oracle message for you. All right, so let's see what we got, Aries. What do we have for you? We got the world, the tower repeating again, and the Ace of Wands here. Yeah, there's certainly a change coming. That could be a thing too. Like I did talk a bit about here earlier on, where this could be someone that and they kind of want to take things to the next level, right? Like it could be a Virgo, could be a Scorpio, and they want to take things to the next level potentially here. And the tower, that is a big change, right? So that might be something for a lot of you to consider, is that is a big change, and that might be what gets you there. Maybe that's something you never thought of before, is that with the tower repeating like this, is like, that is a big change that could happen here, and something that could get us to that next level and get us to, maybe you're happily ever after. Maybe you never considered this person because you always thought of them as a friend, but maybe now's the time, Aries, to try and be like, hey, like, let's see where we go here. Let's see what could happen. Like, let's try something different, right? With the world, there's a big time completion here, especially with the 10 of Wands, the Tower, the Hermit, all the change cards here, all the cards of a cycle coming to an end, something coming to an end and something else beginning here. With the world, that's the case, right? Like, this is a big, big thing here. Like, I feel like for a lot of you, for those of you who really do feel like this is something you want, and you want to kind of take this to the next level or want to see that, it's going to be worth it. It's definitely going to be worth it. It's not going to be, a flash in the pan or something like that. There's definitely something there for sure. And with the Ace of Wands here, there's definitely a lot of energy and passion. At least it feels like on both of your sides. I was going to say at least on theirs. Like, we can tell it's on theirs for sure with that 8 of Wands back here, right? But for you, I feel like there's going to be that start of the passion, the start of that energy, the start of all that good stuff here with the Ace of Wands for you on your side as well, if you decide to pursue this. So I think this is fantastic, Aries. So let's take a look at your oracle card, your oracle message. We'll read it off to you, see what we got Hopefully this has been helping you out. Hopefully this has been resonating with you, Aries. And let's see what we got for you here on this reading. What do we got for you, Aries? We got the Bat Spirit saying rebirth is assured. Ooh, that's interesting. What do we got? Number 5. Where are we here? Oh, pages are sticking. Here we are. The Bat Spirit. After something has run its course and died, or been released, finished, surrendered, completed, or ended, there is a promise of a new beginning. Rebirth is assured just as night gives way to dawn and the bat emerges from the darkness of the womb-like cave. Bat Spirit has come to remind you that this rebirth is a miraculous one, for the very best elements of what you had to give up in the death of the old are still present in the new life, is still present in the new amazing life forming now. This is a miracle of magic and of rebirth in every aspect of your life, including the rebirth of faith and an ability to establish new and healthy relationships. Isn't that nice? Bat Spirit reminds you that at present, you are in unknown territory, and it may feel as though you are lost. However, you are called to trust that your intuition will be a reliable guide as you give birth to something new and unfamiliar. Bat Spirit has listened in the darkness of the night and has heard all your hopes and dreams, your fears and your worries, and assures you that this new version of your dream, this move from the darkness to the light, from the lost to the found, and death to rebirth, comes to fruition with love at its core. Ooh! The Bat Spirit asks you to trust that what seems to have died is actually shape-shifting into something even more meaningful and wondrous than before. If you feel you are in the dark, know that morning will come. All will be revealed and things will be in the new form that is right for you. And that's awesome. That hit a lot of nails, like we were talking about. Like we were saying, trust your intuition, like with the High Priestess. We were saying these completions, the death, the rebirth, right? The beginnings and the endings. Like we were talking about these completions. Talking about your worries. Like, are you lost here? Do you not know? You're going into unknown territory, right? Maybe you've never started up a relationship with someone who at first was a friend and then took it to the next level, right? There's lots of unknowns here, but like we said, there's how many cards of starting something new or a change here? We got Death, the Tower, the Ten of Wands, the World, and the Tower again, along with the Bat Spirit. That's 6 cards of rebirth. This is 6 cards of starting up something new and something beautiful here. Like, I don't know what to tell you here, Aries, but this looks super, super beautiful. So I hope that helped you out. Hope that resonated with you, Aries. If you want to help out the channel, hit that like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos, and I'll see you in the next video.